I will make no apology. Hello. I looked away for 1 second. Come back. Oh, okay.
Yes, we are live.
So yeah, Austin, there's gonna be a bunch of shit in the in the Audacity recording.
All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to part 17 of Beam Saber, the Cenotaph. I am your host, Austin Ramsey. I am also your GM for this evening and the creator of Beam Saber. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter at notanin. You can find the rules for Beam Saber at tinyurl.com/beamsaber. And if you would like to financially support the development of Beam Saber, you can do so at patreon.com/AUSTINRAMSAY. As always, this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a diverse rotating cast. And now that all of my plugs are out of the way, this evening I am joined by Takuma.
Hi, I'm Takuma. My pronouns are they, them. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. I'm really overwhelmed right now because I can't figure out how to mute my headphones in Zoom, and I'm hearing the Twitch audio like 10 seconds later.
Just close Twitch. Don't worry about it.
I think you're good, Austin. I think you're fine.
Well, thank you for checking my audio.
Yeah, I just released a new version of a game on itch, takumaokada.itch.io. If you are interested in playing a TTRPG and use chess pieces instead of dice.
You should throw that up in the chat.
Oh, good plan.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I am also joined by Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renell, and you can follow my game dev stuff at tcabbage.
Thank you. Also joining us is Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay or on Tumblr at Cultivating-Saplings, where I am currently taking homebrew requests or any system, really. I just like making shit.
Nice. And last but never least, Doc.
Hey, I'm Doc. My pronouns are he, him, and I podcast, stream, and do other junk on the internet. We just reviewed Fantastic Beasts and gave our first ever F. God damn it, J.K. Rowling, get the fuck out of the game. You can follow me on Twitter at DoubleDocMD. Links to the other stuff from there.
Or at the very least, you should probably move on to a different canon. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Exciting news. A new version of Beam Saber came out this past weekend, version 0.3, which did a whole bunch of stuff, which is why it took a month and a half, I think. I think it was a month and a half, something like that.
It's okay, Austin. We're proud of you.
Thank you. The most immediate, I think probably the most pressing changes are the addition of a crafting section, which might interest all of you, but especially Sasha. And also the changing of how vehicles work. Fuel is out, quirks are in, and the way that quirks work, it basically, you expend a quirk when it is narratively relevant to push yourself instead of just doing it whenever for vehicle actions. And quirks are a pair of descriptors that describe traits of your vehicle that are generally not supposed to be covered by your vehicle's load. And so they can also be activated negatively, which will get you XP. So that's another thing that's gone. There's no more character for vehicles. It's been rolled into quirks. To that end, I have asked everyone to come up with quirks for their vehicles. And Takuma, did you manage to get to that for Bert?
I have some ideas, but I'm still working on it.
Okay. So I want to go over everyone's quirks before we really get into this session, since it's a new thing. So we'll come to you last, Takuma, and if you don't have them all figured out, don't worry about it, because this is going to be a downtime session. So quirks probably aren't going to be super relevant. So, Sasha, why don't you start us off with the Magpie's quirks?
Sure. So the ones that I wrote up are the Knell, which is a disturbing hover, which I've covered before. 2 is long and myriad-limbed. 3 is rubbery and flexible. 4 is ominous, and 5 is strategically structural.
Very good. Yeah, I think.
Can I say how much I love strategically structural?
You may, and you should.
Yeah. I think that maybe out of all of the vehicles that have been piloted by players, the Magpie might be the one that is perhaps most served by this shift to quirks to emphasize its traits, since it is
Just its whole thing.
yeah. All right, Doc, what does the Karasu have?
The Karasu has low and bipedal. It has an optical cockpit. Has non-directional hardpoints. It has a small footprint, and it is precise and sensitive.
Very good. And Ray, what's the Mantis got?
The Mantis has agile and flashy, splintering carapace, projected torso, blinding anti-grav, and silent climbing.
I like
Silent.
I like
Yeah.
how your stealthy mech has blinding.
You know,
Yeah, I mean it does,
something to work around,
yeah,
something to use.
and it doesn't always kick in. Only whenever you activate your quirk positively or negatively. So, and of course, all
Well, to
of
be fair,
these.
your stealth is perfect if none of them can see.
So Takuma, do you have some ideas for ones that you're pretty sure on, or do you want to just skip that for this session?
I mean, some aspect of like slow and heavy is probably going to be there. I don't know how to word that one yet, and then I've got some ideas that involve the like agricultural bit, but I'm not sure how to word those quite yet.
Yeah.
I might have it by the end of the session, but yeah, for now, move on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no rush for that, as we won't be having a session next week because one of our members has other obligations, and so we will be back in 2 weeks for the next mission. That'll also give me lots of time to plan out the next mission.
Traveling companion can change again.
Yes, if at any point you decide you want to get rid of that since it has changed twice since you initially selected it and have not used it, that's understandable.
I'll look into it over the week.
Yeah. So, before we get right to the downtime activities, there are a couple of things that I need to cover that have shaken out from the faction turn that happened after this mission. So these, of course, come to you as rumors and scuttlebutt and bits of intel. And something that kind of changed things drastically in what I was expecting this narrative to be was that one of the squads rolled a crit on their faction turn, which filled up their clock when they were below half before this. so that changed things pretty drastically. But anyways, the first thing you hear is that the wolf pack, they've teamed up with the herd, and they have been making progress in pushing the paladins further south.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, they've been doing work and have been pushing back the borders of the church, which brings them closer to Hollanton with each step backwards. It's still
no food.
It's still no open battlefields yet, but they're poking and prodding at the patrols. And the church just doesn't have the military personnel here. The paladins, they're powerful as a squad, but they're dealing with 2 tier 3 squads from the Jovangelians, plus whatever additional help the raccoons and the hyenas are throwing behind the wolf pack and the herd. So that's been an issue. Let's see. What is next for the rumors? Ah, yes. So, Dredge. You're definitely the first one to hear about this. The March of Saints, they've got that barrier up and running around the Twinler and Red headquarters in the Broken Bank. From what you've seen and what you've heard, it looks like they're still excavating it, but that work's going pretty well now that they don't have to worry about proxies and apps interfering with their personnel and equipment.
Well, I knew the tech worked, so hooray, I guess.
Yeah. You you might be happy to hear that the extra die they got for your unwilling assistance did not actually help them much in this faction turn.
That's right. I've never been helpful once.
In spite of rolling 7 dice, they did not crit. Let's see, what's next? Ah, yes, you also all hear about the talks that went on between Bishop Finmal, Lady Elreth, and Pars Piani. They went okay. It seems like everyone's sort of hedging their bets. Bishop Finmal's very earnest. He really wants things. He truly believes in making things work between the church and the other factions. And from what aides who were sitting in on the talks have whispered out, it seems like Elreth and Piani probably weren't buying that enthusiasm. And so they're going to likely need some reassurance going forward. What else is there? Let's go on. Oh, I want to hold on to that one for a minute.
Oh, that's
no, that's the last one. Okay. I thought there might have been another, but no, that's the last one. I want to think about this. Pitchfork, where are you during the day most of the time?
What is it? It's winter now, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned some kind of like useful craft, like basket weaving or something, that I'm doing in the barn.
Okay. So you're in the barn weaving baskets, and Scratch pops up from Is there a projector in the barn?
A janky one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Scratch flickers in. They appear to be wearing, like, a child's bedspread worth of plush animals sewn into an outfit. Not like these animals have been skinned or anything, just like the entire animal, stuffing and all. And because they are a digital entity, there are times where the animals clip over each other while they're gesturing. And they just don't care.
I'm getting Second Life vibes and I hate it.
I love it.
It's something.
Yeah. So they pop in and they say, "Hey, Pitchfork, sorry to interrupt your fruitful labors. I've got an incoming dune buggy that I believe belongs to your friend Layla. And looks like it's towing a flatbed."
Huh. Okay. Thanks, Scratch. I'll go see what's up.
Yeah, no problem. And they flicker out again.
All right. A flatbed.
If I may,
Mm-hmm.
I there's a narrative beat I might want to inject here is just like a radio burst from Scarecrow saying like we got incoming, with the implication being that she's on lookout and that she's pointing a gun at whoever's approaching that she doesn't know about. Feel free to veto that. I've just felt like that's like a narrative moment that doesn't feel out of character.
That's fine. Pitchforks. Well, like not. That's my friend. Everything's fine. I'm gonna go take a look. You can stand down. Is that
Copy,
what
copy.
they call it?
Friendly,
Okay.
standing down.
Okay.
Pitchfork, our most unsoldier soldier.
Love Pitchfork.
Okay, so what do you do, Pitchfork?
I don't think I would just take Bird out for that. That seems excessive. Either I run out, or do we have like smaller vehicles around? Do we have any?
No.
Aren't those zero load?
You don't have motor pool.
Right, that's right. Right. I'm just gonna run outside. I'm gonna run outside.
Okay, so, you wade through the proxy moat, and you get to the other side, and there's Layla. She's sitting not in the driver's seat, she's sitting in the passenger seat. She's got her arm in a sling, and she's got a bandage around her head. And there's someone else driving, and there's also like about 10 people piled into this flatbed hanging off of it, and everyone looks in rough shape. Some of them just look tired, some of them look injured, all of them look cold. There's clearly, whatever happened to them, they had to leave in a hurry. They do not have the proper gear for this cold winter that is seeping into the region. And Layla gets out of the dune buggy and waves at you with her good arm.
I'm gonna run over and ask what happened.
We got hit hard by the rubble runs. Or, sorry, they're the rubble runs.
They are the robots.
We got hit hard by the burden. We
Trust no one, not even yourself.
we'd been in a bit of a turf war with them lately, as you know, since you helped out with it a couple months ago. And we'd been gearing up to finally get them out of Kingstown for good, and out of the city for good. And then they swooped in, took down our headquarters, scattered us to the winds, and they did it with myriad weapons. You have any idea about that, Keiko?
Out of character, I remember something happening, but I don't remember the details at the end of that mission.
So, during that mission, you discovered that the Burden Safe House had stripped down arquebusiers, which are
Right.
the sort of the standard combat AV of the myriad. Y'all never found out their source for them.
I guess I don't really know anything about it.
No,
No.
you might not.
I don't really know anything about it. Layla,
She pats you on the shoulder and she says, "Don't worry about it. I didn't think that it was you and yours. After all, you did help us. So if you were helping them, why would you have, done such a thorough job in destroying their safe house, right?"
yeah. Yep.
We're still crashing at your place, though.
There's we've got some room. I mean, we'll find a spot for you all. I don't know how comfortable it's gonna be.
Don't worry. Everyone here has lived hard before, and we can make do in that barn over there. Thanks for letting us stay for a while. Well, I'm trying to find everyone who's left, and then once we get reorganized, we'll be out of your hair.
Yeah. Take however much time you need.
I really appreciate it. How do I get my buggy through this? And she just makes a sweeping gesture at the moat.
How do we get other people through this boat? Have we established that at all? I don't think we have.
I think it's a lot of shooing motions at the proxies.
Yeah.
Of gentle herding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a less dignified Moses. It's like,
I
come. Okay. Yeah. Good.
I bet you I have actually a broken pitchfork, and I'm waving at it. Out of the way! Out of the way!
It's just a hard light pitchfork, so they actually respond to it. Just
Okay, so
look.
she pulls in, and they start making themselves at home in the barn, in the upper level, which is mostly unused since the lower level has your Avi workshop. So yeah, while they are here, which, unless things go wildly wrong, is just going to be for the next mission. But while they're here, you have access to Layla as a specialist cohort, and the Rubble Runts as a Tufts fire team.
Ooh.
Those are some fire teams. Never had those before. This is exciting.
Yeah, so
No, you just had fire support. Also,
Uh,
I think for this exchange, Scarecrow is doing that thing where you take the scope off the rifle and you're just watching him with it.
okay.
You know, professional courtesy.
Yeah.
Of course.
So Layla's specialty is, what would it be? Enforcer.
Okay.
Because remember, the Rubble Runts are organized crime.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I love
yeah.
my friends. I love my friends.
Your camera's frozen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the burden rolled a crit. They went from 3 out of 6 ticks to 8 out of 6 ticks,
Jesus.
and they just fucking rolled up on the Rubble Runts.
Yikes.
Also, Akuma's frozen, so they might not be able to hear what's going on right now.
I can hear sound for some reason, but I cannot see my camera working.
Yeah, you
Lovely.
just keep doing this.
You've just got kind of like a little head tilt, vague smile pose going.
God. I'm glad I
Takuma,
looked.
are you real? Is this the breakdown of the digital construct of your, facsimile of a friend? Because if so, we're very impressed so far, and thank you.
Man.
Come on.
How is
There you go.
Okay.
Yay!
The
It's my
real
thing, isn't it? Just
proxies were
raising
the
my arm
friends
for
we
no
made
fucking
along
reason.
the way. All right. So with that, it is now downtime, and we did payment, and we did. Oh, since everyone has quirks now instead of fuel, clear your fuel. I'm just gonna let you all have full refresh on your vehicles.
Where do we
Upkeep.
just like delete the fuel boxes and then
I do not have a good solution for these character sheets at this time, but yeah, if you could just delete the fuel and character sections, because character has been rolled into quirks, fuel no longer exists, and so you don't need those lists of character underneath all those boxes. So yeah, you can just get rid of it, put your quirks there if you want, or somewhere else that'll let you find them.
I don't know how spreadsheets work, so I'm just gonna not.
Same. That's why it's not updated.
Yeah. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, it's time for downtime activities. Who has some ideas about what they might want to do?
Well, I have to cut loose.
Okay.
We all have to cut loose, actually.
Not you. Not you, Tower.
No, but because I got a scar, don't I have to?
Nope.
No, not in the first downtime after
Okay.
you get the scar, you don't have to cut loose. But after
Okay.
that, if you don't cut loose, you will gain a stress for each scar you have.
Okay.
Speedrunning strat, if you get a scar every single session, then you never have to cut loose.
Oh, was that your
No.
strategy?
Cursed.
Oh no. Abe. Jeez.
Okay, so Pitchfork, you wanted to cut loose.
Yeah. With Riza, so I can finally be able to assist.
You should have. Oh no, never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because I didn't choose to that first thing. I feel like this is probably a joint training thing. What kind of training would Riza be doing? Because I don't think I would invite you. I think I'd probably like ask to join.
Uh, I'm thinking probably light gun games.
Hmm. Okay. I bet I am utter garbage at that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Pitchfork is any good at shooting things.
Even though you have a struggle of 2.
Yeah. Lucky, it's a lucky shot.
Look,
Every
it's
single
shotgun,
time.
it's shotgun theory. You throw out enough bullets, some of them will hit.
Hmm.
I mean,
even good.
shooting is a struggle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got Riza over here. The train sniper. She's just like 1 bullet, 1 kill, no exceptions.
God.
You have Keiko here just. Brah, brah, brah.
What a mess we are.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
Pitchfork has fired any guns this campaign.
Other than the rocket launcher, just
Ah, yes.
last
Yeah.
mission.
Which she's done twice.
I have only tased people. I have never shot anyone. I have done a lot of tasing.
I'm pretty sure y'all left the guns before now up to Demon.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
Although I have some plans. I have some
ooh.
plans for this new scar.
Ah, yes, you get the silencer.
I have some plans.
Okay, so let's go back to this light gun game training. How's that go?
So how do you go about asking to join in this? Like, do you rock up when she's already doing it, or like do you like sit down over breakfast and it's like, hey, can I join you at the Grange? Like, what's that gonna look like? Let's start there.
I think it's after you're already there. I think I tried to ask at breakfast and I was like, and didn't.
Okay. If I can suggest a scene, because I think, generally speaking, you go lights out, and since these are all AR stuff, I think you have, like I said, light guns. Basically, like you have weapon proxies that are not actually functioning things, but I don't think we actually have an observation deck or anything. It's not like, esports laser tag. It's just like it's laser tag for the participants.
Yeah.
And so, like, the only way you really have to go in, like, there's no PA system. You just go in while Riza's there, so it's dark. And then she comes around the corner. Oh. What's up, Pitchfork?
Hi. I wanted to ask if I could join you. I feel like we haven't really gotten a chance to, get to know each other that well since you joined. So, if that's okay with you, I mean, I can leave if you want to just like train and focus. I get that.
No. It's okay. And I think she's more familiar with the subsystems in this particular place than everyone. So she's just like pulls up her wrist comm, like lights go on, and I think the AR gear, at least for like we've all got like a bunch of AR stuff going on, but I think specifically for this, it's like those like transparent like gunner visors, basically.
Yeah.
So she flicks that up. It's like, all right, cool. And so like the platform's lower, the area becomes much more traversable. It's like, let's get you fitted up. Come on. And then I think the first thing she does is like she kind of skips so many steps of like, all right, so you want to train, you want to hang out. She's going straight to, all right, cool. So do you want to like, what do you want to train with? You want the pistols? You want the rifles? You want the bolt actions? What kind of rule? What rule protocol? Like, are we doing tourney rules? Like, what's going on? Like, she is just 50 miles an hour.
Do you have something that shoots a lot?
She does, and so I think what she does is like there's like a weapons locker, and I think it's one of those like those Japanese. It's like those automated store things where you've got all the shelves that rotate on like a track, and so she pulls up the air interface, scrolls down, and then goes past the rifles, pulls out like a plastic LMG and hands it over.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to have the kick of the real thing, but like the form factor is important to, you got to manage your alignments and stuff.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You okay?
I'm fine. I am. Wow, this thing is. Why is it so big?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, the concern is going to be ammo, unless you're using a directed energy weapon. But that's not going to shoot a. I mean, it does shoot a lot, but it's more like a and less about bat 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 bat. You want one of those? That's. I mean, it is laser tag kind of, so it'll be appropriate.
This is fine. This is fine. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So, like, what do you want to work on? Do you want to work on movement? Do you want to work on marksmanship? Like,
I can.
sorry,
hit,
like, I actually
first
like.
thing. I can hit the first thing, and then they don't give me enough time to aim at them properly, and I miss the next ones.
Yeah, because I think the other way she started phrasing it before you came in with an answer is she started asking what like marksmanship qualifications you have, like what your military background is.
Boy. Oh.
And I think that's just in like specifically Jovangelion, like you've got like a Valkyrie accuracy badge or something dumb like that.
Oh my god.
Now here's a question, because the Jovangelion culture is so militaristic. I feel like there's probably arms training rolled into basic education.
Oh.
So, like, what? It's not something that we should talk about right this moment because I don't want to interrupt the scene too much. But I feel like that's something we should think about with, like, Dredge's history being a former-ish Jovangelion citizen. It's like, what was core experience with arms training? But we'll just think about that for now, Sasha, while we continue this scene, and we'll get back to you.
Okay. So as you kind of describe what you want, I think Scarecrow's actually just gonna give that back here. She puts it back on the shelf and she pulls out just like a simple carbine, like semi-auto, basically like, your AR-15 variant, and just like, okay, cool. So here's what we're gonna do then. And I think she's been out in the world with outside of the Jovangelion Dominion outside the Empire for long enough that she knows that like not everyone is raised that way, but she still thinks like as many issues as she has, she's still just like, yeah, you should train your kids to shoot guns. This just makes sense. So like I think it's like almost a little maternal. She's just like, oh, you poor child. Like, here, let me show you how this works. All right.
How old are each of your characters?
Like 20, between 20 and 25.
Yeah, that's about where Riza is.
Yeah.
Does
Cool.
I forget, does Keiko actually know her age?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. And so she calls up, and I think she basically converts the whole place into a shooting range and then works on just like movement from cover to cover, blind firing, and target selection, basically. So it's a case of like, I think the best comparison is like when you take that first step in like learning how to play shooters, where it's like, okay, I've learned how to point the gun, I've learned how to shoot. Now, how do I shoot and then not get shot? I think that's the priority training, is how to shoot and like pull back safely, and how to like emerge and shoot and come out. Like everything's just about like not necessarily the accuracy, but the kind of procedures around firing.
I actually think that part goes really fast because, like, the reason struggles it too is because Pitchfork can close in on people with guns and not get shot, but like has trouble just using guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think then what's going to happen there is like, I think that's just going to be like one of the limitations of AR training like that is it's not going to be accurate to the. I mean, I think it can be accurate for the firing of a weapon, but you're not going to have accurate simulation of recoil and weight and so on. So I think like she can cover some aiming techniques, like how you line yourself up with a weapon and so on, but she definitely, I think, comes out of this going like, okay, we got to go down to the chapel sometime. I gotta like get you some live fire training.
Okay.
All right, let's go over to the play screen and let's roll some dice and see how this goes. So you don't have any connections with Scarecrow, do you?
Nope.
So that's 2d6, keep lowest. That's a 3. That's not bad.
Oh, oh, perfect. Oh,
So, heal that 3 stress.
Woo!
back at 0.
Wait, you only had 3?
I only had 3. I spent a lot of fuel last mission, but almost no stress.
Wow, you could have overindulged
I could have.
pretty easily.
Uh-huh.
Good thing
I'm
it
just
was keep
wondering what
lowest.
overindulging on laser tag looks like, and everything I can think of is hilarious.
Oh, definitely it's like staying up until 2 or 3 a.m. like alone, just like I need to beat my last score.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just want to expound on this hypothetical situation, just because I think, like, because I think the way that the scores are arranged, like, I think Scarecrow probably brought like some standardized like training tapes and programmings and protocols in with her, and some of them have just been like merged into the laser tag arena. But I think what happens is, Gecko would struggle to reach that score all night, finally reach it, and then like Scarecrow would just wander in the morning. He's like, "All right, cool, you beat the standard test score." You passed.
Whew.
No, and I kind of wish that this did happen now. Sorry.
Well, speaking of accuracy tests, Dredge, what was your history with the education system's mandated firing practices? Firing range practices, rather.
I think that I passed them on the good graces of teachers who liked me.
Hmm.
I'm not an especially good shot.
As seen by the live fire training that you did last downtime with Scarecrow.
Probably?
I think that's what you cut loose with.
Yeah, I did, and we spent most of the time just sort of looking at the guns and not firing them, so...
Right.
Yeah. If I might offer an explanation, perhaps, on how maybe that didn't feel completely familiar. I think perhaps, especially I think on a colony, I think it would be more small arms. And I think it's like I think there's like a specific military track. It's like, okay, you're going to be infantry. Here's the rifles. Here's that. But if for like just for civilians, it's just like, okay, here's a handgun. Here's your standard like shooting range. But like it's like more of a self-defense thing if it's for like your average citizen.
Oh God, I just realized. I wonder if like the station inhabitants, instead of getting like open ground infantry training as part of their public education, the station inhabitants get anti-boarding training.
Oh, 100%.
I love
yeah.
that. I love that.
What to do when the gravity goes out, what to do. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When to turn off the gravity to upset the borders.
Also, it's probably less bullets and more lasers, I imagine, in space.
It's very Gundam.
Weird.
So was a big part of our scene then like learning how a weapon kicks?
Whomst are you asking?
You.
Oh, okay. Probably? Yeah. The handling of a projectile thrower versus a laser is probably pretty different, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that might be interesting of note is that I feel like, other than whatever weapons Scarecrow brought with her, all the firearms y'all have access to are of Myriad make and not Jovangelion. So that might breed some unfamiliarity for Dredge and Scarecrow as well.
Definitely a lot of compares and contrasts with Scarecrow talking about how it actually feels to fire, and Dredge talking about how or why it feels like that mechanically.
Yeah, so the just sort of, I want to touch on this briefly, is sort of the differences between the materials used in both.
Yep,
Is
so let's
that-
get into it.
The Jovengelian ones are definitely like not probably not actually steel, but like whatever the future steel, space steel, right? Like very
Polyfield covers it.
very rugged, very practical in design, and very like what's like printed or not
Mass
printed.
produced.
Yeah, like they're definitely mass produced, but there's a difference. Like there's some
you
weapons
talking
that
about
need to be
stamped?
lathed and milled and stuff, and then there are those
Okay,
that can
milled
just
versus stamped.
pardon.
Milled versus stamped.
Stamped. That was the term I was looking for. Jovengelian weapons are definitely stamped, because that's way faster. Whereas the myriad weapons, the designs, probably not like the mass-produced versions, but the designs were definitely built by monks, and the materials used are like typically like super ceramics. Like a lot of myriad armor and avies and weapons look like porcelain. Like they
So we
look
have
like
Warframe guns, is what you're saying.
basically, yeah, I guess so.
Nice.
Yeah, as opposed to the Jovengelian like World War II looking ass guns. So yeah. Anyways,
I don't think Scarecrow's collection is necessarily Jovengelian, because she's been doing mercenary work for a while. She might have one or two nice pieces from her academy days, but I think mostly she's picked up a mishmash. I think she definitely subscribes to whatever the like YouTube equivalent of like Forgotten Weapons is. It's like, and this is the the Joven cross, and this fires, and she's just like, no, actually, that's not how that works. No, you've got the selector pin put in backwards, you idiot.
Scarecrow in the comments.
Scarecrow absolutely all up in the comments.
Okay, so who has another downtime activity that they want to cover?
I have a lot. I need to. Oh man, where do I start? I need to, first of all, get rid of stress. Need to cut loose.
Okay, who are you cutting loose with?
Uh. I think with Tower.
Pitchfork, remember to put in the connection and a belief. And
Oh, yeah.
With Scarecrow. Okay.
Also, I finally actually wrote my connection with Scarecrow.
Ooh,
She's new and nice, but nice is different than good.
ooh,
Good shit.
I like
Because
it.
I'm trying to rewrite all of my beliefs as dumb theater kid bullshit. Because that's just who Tower is.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so you're gonna cut loose with Tower. What are you up to?
So sort of inspired by Tower's recent foray into the kitchen, Dredge comes to Tower and is like, okay, there is a recipe that I've been looking for and I found something similar to it, but I don't know how, like I don't know what this term means. And I've never like used egg white like that. I've never like gotten it to, what is a peak? Like what is what I'm trying to do is there was on the Diomedes there was a bakery that made a little cookie that had it was really I can't remember the name of it. It was really soft, and I want to make it again.
Are we making macarons?
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. They're teeny tiny little sandwich cookies, and the tops and the bottoms are like essentially baked fluffy egg whites. And if you're talking about egg whites, then
Yeah. Yeah, let's that maybe. Yeah,
we'll
let's try
figure it
that.
out. Hey. So, I mean, how do we want to do this? How do we want to go about making unknown baked goods?
Well, okay, so I've compiled a couple of recipes that I found on the Beam Saber internet. I forget what it's called.
Interwebs.
Mhm.
The AR.
Yeah, on the AR. And I there's also like there was a bakery there that had like a kind of flour like I've never found it anywhere else, but the closest I've ever gotten to it is like uh, combining like carob powder and like almond flour. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Does that even go in a macaron? I
I don't know, but let's find out.
Wait,
You
is
know,
this
if it's bad, then I don't know. We'll make Scratch eat it. Um, Vengeance macarons.
yes. If it doesn't match up, then it's just something new, and that's
Yeah,
not
yeah. I don't know. So how do you want this scene to go? Do you want me to be sort of like, what do you want my role in this to be? Am I sort of teaching you how to do little things and like essentially just recruiting you into being my like sous chef?
kind of, yeah. I think it's like going through the instructions together, and then Dredge being like, "Oh, okay, I definitely know how this goes," and then like a couple of minutes being like, "Okay, hang on, I've misinterpreted this part. Can we redo this?" And then just sort of like at every juncture being like, "All right, hang on, what does this mean? Was it is low like all the way over, or is it like midway? Where is that on the oven? How long? What?"
I love. Okay. So how do these turn out and what are they?
We could roll the stress relief to find out.
God,
Oh
yeah.
god.
Okay. I have one with tower, so I'll just roll that, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, this is so wholesome.
Listen, it's been rough out here. That's a 4.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Sometimes you're just gonna make mystery baking.
They're not the same, but they are very good.
Good.
And we do
Well, like
eat almost all of them immediately.
Yes. What flavor profile are we talking?
I think it's like I mentioned carob powder earlier, so maybe it's like a really
I don't actually know what that is.
it's carob is like it's almost chocolate. It's like a substitute that you can
Yeah.
use if you want to be, I don't know, skinnier. But it's like a little bit more bitter than standard chocolate. So I think it's like a slightly chiller like chocolate and raspberry, and the raspberry is more prominent, and like
Okay.
it's like
I like that. That's good. I was thinking like chocolate and orange, but I like chocolate and raspberry.
they could be
Yeah.
blue.
Could do both.
You can do chocolate orange for the next cut loose.
Yes. Okay.
That's basically a Jaffa cake.
Huh.
I don't know if I know had those. Those are big in Britain. My brother loves those things.
Aldi sells them over here. It's actually wonderful.
Aren't they? Aren't they just?
Yeah.
I don't know what they are, but
It's like a little chocolate biscuit with like a glob of orange jelly in the middle.
Ooh.
really tasty.
okay.
All right. So remember to make a new belief with tower
Right.
to mark a connection. Pitchfork, did you figure out your belief? If you didn't, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm still. It's definitely something involving guns, but
Okay. So, Dredge, do you have an idea of what you want your belief to be, or should we move on?
It's something about building trust with the little things. I don't have the right phrasing for it yet, but it's something along those lines.
Okay.
Aw.
So, Scarecrow Tower, do either of you have an idea for a downtime activity that you want to cover?
Yeah.
Ah.
I'd like to.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I've got a long-term project that I want to start on.
Okay.
I want to work on paying back that trucker we fucked over.
All right.
So I feel really bad about that.
Did you just keep his Venmo information? I'm pretty sure he's not sticking.
So how
Yeah.
do you do this?
I mean, I think ultimately, I am seeing this as being Scratch's fault, and so I'm going to do my best to make Scratch pay for this.
And how are you going to
Because-
do that?
I think I'm just gonna call them up, just sometime in the middle of the afternoon at some point. I'm just gonna them and say hey, you know when we did your whole band bullshit, there was there were a lot of people that got fucked over by us doing that, and I don't want to just leave them sort of high and dry. I'm gonna need you to help me make this right. I can't phrase it today. Sorry, my words aren't working. But something to the sort of in that gist of hey, you got this person into this mess. I need you to help me get them out.
Okay. What are you rolling for that?
Oh God. Oh God. Sounds like a sway.
Yeah, that it does. So roll your sway.
Well, I have one in that, so this is gonna go.
Well, you
Is
can
this just a
spend-
fortune roll or?
Yeah. You can spend personnel for additional dice.
No, I'm just gonna roll it. That's a 3.
Okay, so put 1 tick.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think Scratch, it becomes clear during the conversation that Scratch purposefully misunderstands you, and it's sure, I'll help you with whatever you're doing to help these people.
Also, what's Scratch wearing when I call them?
If you're just calling them on your communicator, they just show up as their emoji.
Aw. Okay.
Look, I'll do 1 outfit per session. That's all you get.
Okay. That's all I can expect from you. Okay. Good shit. All right. I'll just be pissed at Scratch.
Yeah, you hear that's going around.
Eh.
Okay. Scarecrow.
Cool. So I want to be doing repairs, given that the Karasi was singed.
Okay. So, let's see. I think that should be fairly simple.
That would be fix.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is simple, it's just what I expected. So you're gonna roll engineer or modify?
Where? Oh, okay. They're engineers in insight. I'm gonna go with modify, given that I've got more in Akut. I've got some in insight as well, but I don't have points in either,
Okay.
so it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, if you don't have points in either, it does not make a difference.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with engineer, though. I feel like that's more appropriate.
Okay, so what does this look like?
So I think the singeing was from like dodging out of the way of missile fire into a trench. So I was thinking just like uh there are just some panels and stuff that have been heat warped and singed, and it's just like prying them off and replacing them with, you know, similar panels. Like
Mm-hmm.
just kind of, it's just replacing bits on the. It's bodywork.
Yeah.
So that'd be 2d6 take lowest.
Yep.
Two.
It's 2. So, mark 1 segment in your mend clock. Do you want to spend any material to increase the results by 1 level?
So that would increase it to 2 ticks.
Spending 1 point would increase it to 2. Spending 2 points would increase it to 3. Spending 3 points would increase it to 5.
Okay. Well, that would be. So the repair clock is what, 4?
Yep.
I'm just okay. I'm thinking, how are we doing for material? I'm not full up on our supplies.
We have 3 material. Plenty of personnel. But, yeah.
I'll use 1, I think.
You should only have 4 personnel.
Apparently, we have 2 personnel in storage according to the sheet. So,
That was
Dread.
because at the end of the mission
dread.
last time we had extra, but we hadn't gone
Right.
to the downtime yet.
Right. Okay, so yeah, those 2 need to be used by the end of
By
this.
the end of this session.
Yeah.
Can personnel help me fix shit?
No.
Dang it.
Materiel. Oh, and remember that we switched over to the logistics play sheet? We're not using the profiteers one?
So I'll use 1 material for 2 fixed points. Sorry if I'm not using the proper jargon. They're fixed points now. Okay, so that should be, unless things go horribly wrong, that should be fixed next time.
Well, you can always do another repair or fix action. Speaking of, what do you want to do for your second action?
I'm gonna wait on that just because I don't want to be doing 2 in a row and just kind of not have much to do for the rest of the session right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
will join you for that repair, if that's alright.
Sure.
You're going to do
I-
a repair as well?
Yeah, I've got a console with a bullet in it. I need to pry that out.
Okay. So,
So,
what are you going to roll?
engineer. I would engineer. I engineer things. I can do that. This is a thing that I can do.
Yeah.
Hey, remember how I'm playing the technician? That's cool. Yeah. So I'll just roll 2d6 for that, right?
Yep. Wow.
Sweet.
That's a crit.
Look at you doing your job.
Wow.
I'm so proud.
All right. Just get rid of that damage.
Nice.
I've been playing too much RimWorld. All I see is just, fucking Dredge has gotten inspiration. The next repair they will make will be blah blah blah. This last 8 hours.
So what does this look like?
This is turning the magpie so that the head is sort of like upside down, with the top of it facing the ground, and sort of like opening it up and just pulling out the console, and just getting into the guts and relinking things and putting in a new screen and stuff like that.
Can I just comment how terrifying this must be for the new residents of the barn?
It's probably not great. It's probably not.
It's like, first of all, you have the magpie, and now you're like hanging it upside down and opening it up.
You know,
It's like I'm getting some Dishonored vibes, and I'm loving it.
you're not wrong. So can I use? So okay, for a double crit, I have 2 damage. How much of that damage can I get rid of?
Oh
I've
well,
got
when you
sparking
fill,
controls and vent.
when you fill the clock, just like harm, all the levels of damage decrease by 1. So your 3 becomes a 2, your 2s become 1s, and your 1s disappear.
Fantastic. Okay. Then I'm gonna expand that also to, not just fixing the console in the pilot's cockpit, but also, yeah, I think this is gonna have to happen outside of the barn because it's gonna be a lot. I'm turning it inside out and then hammering it out.
Oh.
You're turning the magpie inside out.
Uh huh.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good thing that it's not an organic mech, because that
Yeah.
would have got weird.
Are you sure it's not Austin?
It just absorbs some of the cargo every time he takes them in, slowly becoming organic.
I'm just flashing back to that scene of Evangelion when the armor's cracked off, and you're like, "There's a face under there." No. By the way, Evangelion on Netflix hologram, yay!
All right. So that goes well, obviously.
Hooray!
Who else has another downtime they want to do?
I think this isn't an action, but I do have 2 junked things that I would like to fix.
Yeah, better spend that material.
Yeah. The problem is we only have 2 points left, so does anyone see themselves really needing those?
I have 2 harm, or I have 2 level 1 harm on both my vehicle and me. So
Here's another thing, is that I'm pretty sure since it's 1 material per point of load.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh. That's expensive. Oh.
Well, you can spend cash at a rate of 2 cash for 1 material to buy more material, or because of the new rules, we could get into the collect downtime activity, where you roll up on the local populace of Hollenton and say your taxes to the church are due. Gotta
Oh,
pay your
boy.
tithes.
Yikes.
that's bad. Actually.
Look, taxes need to be paid. And sometimes, someone has to be the tax man.
What if we didn't? But then
That's
we rented out the laser tag parkour gym. That feels.
We could do
less
that.
horrible.
I'm sorry. Part of when you say like doing that, what's especially with all like the taxman imagery, like it's very Sheriff of Nottingham, and my brain immediately went to like one of those like medieval narratives where like you've got the hero character or whatever, and they're just like, "Come beat the champion. You'll never beat the champion. 5 shillings to try." And I'm just seeing like Scarecrow sitting there with a plastic rifle going.
Bad.
Yeah, if you want to reframe the collect action as opening up your physical training facility to the public on weekends, then we can frame it that way. Also, doing the collect action.
Thanks, Austin, for just letting us know whatever helps you sleep at night.
Doing the collect action also improves the exchange rate of cash for materials during the collect action, because you say instead of paying black market prices for the supplies, you say, "No, I'm paying this much. I insist."
Yikes.
That feels very bad.
So, Pitchfork, what do you want to do?
Don't want to do the collect. I think I'll fix the shield. And we're just gonna have to deal with not having the jackhammer for the next mission.
I actually had a question about the jackhammer. Is it a jackhammer or a bolt gun?
It's a jackhammer.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a big ass, jackhammer.
Okay. Just because in the last mission, when you're talking about like bringing it up, is like I was a little questioning like, so wait, does it reciprocate or is it just like a?
It definitely like there's a lot of recoil on that, probably. Yes.
Okay. 'Cause, like jackhammers function by like extended contact and repeated thrusts versus a bolt gun, which is like a single thrust.
I think it's meant for repeated like it when I talked about it initially, I think it was like for breaking rocks in the fields, and like you're just supposed to use it as a big ass jackhammer, but like I think for most mechs it doesn't take that many hits for it to do the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just wondering.
Probably been modified a little bit to be a little more like a bolt gun, but it still very much looks like a jackhammer.
Alright, very cool.
Okay, so remove the junked from your shield, and you can undeclare that slot as well. So that load can now be anything. It doesn't have to be your shield again.
Maybe I'll pick up a gun.
For the love of God, pick up a gun.
And do you have a downtime activity that you have in mind?
Not at the moment. Come
Okay.
back to me.
Tower, do you have one?
Yeah, I have a lot of harm.
Ah.
So I gotta deal with that. And
Both you and your vehicle have singed and essentially bruised.
yeah, that's what happens when your vehicle is basically just you but metal, and long.
Okay. So you get plus 1d to your recover roll because you've got a doctor in the party.
Yay!
Hey,
Thank you for my life.
it is no problem.
I am. So I have forgotten the recovery rules.
All right. Well, let's go have
I
a
am
look.
looking at the document right now.
Let's see. Your healer rolls engineer with the doctor ability.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Okay.
Yeah, you.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Well, no, it doesn't cost Dredge a downtime activity. You still spend the downtime activity. It's just that, Dredge is the one actually tending to your wounds.
Thank you for my life.
I hope it goes well.
I hope it does too.
Be really good if it went. Well, those are two twos.
Okay, so that's one tick in your recovery clock.
Lovely.
You can spend personnel for additional
Hey,
result
we have-
levels.
Spare of those. We should do that.
It's still not gonna do anything though.
Well,
It's a 4-tick clock.
yes, but if you spend 3 ticks, it'll count as a crit, and then you'll get 5. So you can spend 3 personnel, and you'll fill it.
I don't think we have that much personnel.
Actually,
we have an
you have
extra-
We do. We have a lot of personnel.
You might
Can I spend it?
that, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
So what does this look like, especially with spending all this extra personnel points?
Oh, what's the damage again? It's
Singed and bruised.
singed and bruised. I think it's like
Also, I am taking bruised to mean both physical and emotional bruising.
Hmm. But it took a lot of people. That's weird.
Well, like it definitely took a lot of like antibiotics and bandages for the singed part. So that was
Yeah.
probably a lot of resources to begin with.
I think maybe it's just 'cause we don't. I don't think we don't have proper medical facilities, do we?
We've got a nice bathroom. That's about it.
Yeah.
So if I make a
Should have
suggestion,
heated
perhaps,
tile floors.
yeah, I think perhaps as a suggestion for how to use personnel is like, it's just getting a whole bunch of people to like scrub down and sanitize the shit out of the place and make an impromptu theater. For
I think the issue is that it's not like you're doing surgery on me. It's just
Yeah.
a lot of like is it like we hold a sleepover?
God. No, you know what? Okay, so it's like, so Dredge looks at you and like looks you over and is like, okay, either that's just a really bad bruise, or it's a broken rib, or you punctured a lung. So I'm gonna call a friend. I'm gonna call my friend, my mentor, and she's gonna come down and look at it. And it's like people, like just a bunch of people that I trust who are like doctors and nurses and whatnot, looking at you and going, no, it could be either one. You can't get actual X-rays, so like, do your best, I guess. And it's
Yeah.
not. You're fine. It's like a bruised rib or something. You're good.
Yeah.
But it could have been so much worse.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
You fly in an NGO to check someone's bruises. Yeah, that
I love my
sounds
friend.
I see you have met my mother.
I feel very, very loved. Okay.
It is a very stressful couple of days, though. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
God. Just going to the doctor with like a boo-boo and being told, well, you might have a punctured lung is so much.
So does that remove bruise?
It's the authentic WebMD experience.
Yeah.
Yes, with
I stubbed my toe. You got cancer. What? Yeah.
with filling your recovery clock, yeah, that gets rid of both level 1 harms.
Yay!
Woo!
Listen, when I see it on a corpse, I can usually just crack it open for cause of death. I feel like you would not appreciate that as much.
I mean, if you want.
You know, I'm neutral on it at this point, but
Oh no!
we got a job to do. Give me a couple of months. Maybe you can go at it then.
Buddy.
I have a question about the mechanics of damage.
That got dark.
Okay, what's the question?
So when do damages apply specifically? Just because, like, I haven't been here long enough to really struggle with those yet. I'm just wondering.
Damage applies to vehicle actions, and harm applies to pilot actions. And it's
Okay.
whenever the injury makes sense for affecting the pilot or vehicle. So, like, let's see, does the cross-suit have? Oh no, you just got rid of yours.
No, I'm not rid of it yet. I didn't fill the repair clock.
Oh right, yeah. So
That's why I'm asking.
yeah. So Singed, you described it as like warped metal. So it's
Yeah.
probably would affect like on a maneuver things you'd have like less effect
Hmm.
since it's level 1.
Yeah. I'm just considering like, I'm actually just gonna pull it out. Like, do I want to use my other thing to fix this now? Because, like, that's the only chance we're gonna get before a mission.
Well, you can spend cash for additional downtime activities. And if you take any damage during a mission, you clear all ticks on the repair clock. All your progress is for naught.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I'm using another repair then.
Okay. So what's it look
So
like
more-
this time?
Okay, so I think the first time, like, she made some progress I think she was just kind of like crawling around up top with like a crowbar and some screwdrivers, and the second time she's bringing around actually like the winch to actually like leverage the plates off.
Okay.
So let's roll this bad boy.
Oh, just before you roll, you can get assistance from others for additional dice.
Assistance, please, for the love of God.
Sure, yeah.
It would one person can help you, or a cohort can help you, and it will provide one extra die.
Who wants to help?
I mean, yeah. Sure.
All right.
So how does Dredge help?
Okay, so you're like actually winching up the plates and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I am spotting you basically. I feel like you know your way around this machine really well, and so I'm just sort of being a spare pair of hands.
Okay, in that case, I think then what that looks like is Riza actually has you operating the winch, and she's just like moving around, like, you know how when you're like taking apart something that snaps together, like a gunpla or something, and like you want to make sure that you're applying the pressure evenly so that like it doesn't like come out one way and then bend the pins or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually applying the force, but Riza is like moving around, making sure it comes out clean.
All right.
Cool.
So
that would be how many d6 now? Because it was no dice, so it was 2d6 take lowest.
yeah, so it'll be 1 die now.
Roll 1d6. God.
That's a 1. So
Rough.
mark one more tick, and you can of course spend materiel to mark another tick, or you could spend 1 cash to take the action again.
Let's see. So we only have 1 material left. Does anyone object to me using this? Does anyone have any designs on this material?
I forget what all you can do with material other than boost a roll.
Upgrade.
No.
Okay, I'm using it then, unless you
Yeah.
have any objections to Guma.
No. I know tower had damage, but
Yeah, but I think I'm just. I mean, I think I can probably suffer with it for one mission. Like, I'm someone that doesn't, like, Tower doesn't super rely on their obby. So, if need be, I can just
Get out as per usual.
get out as per usual, yeah.
Alright, cool. In that case, I'm filling the repair clock and I'm clearing this.
Yep. Well done.
Okay.
Okay, so that's both your downtime actions.
Yep.
And I believe
And is that everyone? Because I would like to spend my cash to take 1 more downtime.
does anyone have Pitchfork? I think you have a downtime floating.
yeah, I have one. I guess I'll train at this point.
Which playbook are you training, or which XP track rather?
I forget what upgrade. Oh, right, we have one in each. What am I short on? I could probably still use more insight. I forget what we establish as like the training. Do we have a specific facility thing for that, or was that not established?
Do you have insight training? Yes, you do.
We do.
I can't remember what that was. I know the prowess training is the laser tag parkour
Yeah.
facility. Resolve is just the chapel.
Right.
I don't recall what the insight one was.
I think I got
Isn't that
Scratch's
the
help last
Library
time.
of Ghosts?
What was that, Doc?
Wasn't that the Library of Ghosts?
Right. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yep.
it was. Thank
Yep.
you.
There
The
we go.
Library of Ghosts. How could we forget?
Someone's been listening to the back catalog, which, by the way, I've been enjoying very much.
Ah, good.
It's good to hear.
I'm caught up and I need more. Austin, get on it.
Mm.
No, I'm kidding. No pressure, no pressure.
I think I'm going to go talk to some ghosts.
Woo!
Okay. So, what are you talking to them about?
Might read technical manuals to find a weak point. I think I want to talk to like engineers
Okay.
and learn more about Bert and how obvies work in general.
Okay. Yeah. So that happens. They're, I mean, engineers probably put a fair bit of information into their proxies that would just be like rote memorization type stuff, so that their proxies become figurative walking encyclopedias of engineering knowledge. So yeah, you can definitely find that out. So put that 2 XP into insight.
Cool. All right, I'm all set.
Awesome. So I think we're going to take the break there because it is 7:30. We will be back in 5 minutes or so, and I hope that everyone will be here when we get back. Woo! See you then. right, we are back. We are back. We are back. So, where were we? Downtime activities. Scarecrow and Dredge have done all of their free downtime activities. Pitchfork, did you do all of yours as well, or do you have one to go?
All set.
And so, Tower, do you have one to go then? Or did you do all yours as well? Everyone's done all their free ones then. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to spend one for one more.
Yes. What do you want to do then, Scarecrow?
Yes. I wanted to go ahead and do some training. And I was gonna just do prowess.
About to level something up?
Yep.
Okay. So, what's that look like?
Just excessive time at the laser tag arena. And I think, honestly, so did we end up doing the collector? No.
No.
Okay. So no, Scarecrow will not be schooling on the locals, but she will be doing some intensive. And I think what she's actually going to focus on is like a lot more verticality and stuff. So like the blocks are all arranging themselves into like these very tight corridors with a lot of like going up over edges and so on.
Okay.
So that's just
And what are you going to put that 1 point of prowess into?
that's going to go into struggle.
All right. Sure that'll come in handy. And Dredge, I believe you wanted to spend some cash to make a difference.
What does that even fucking mean? Yes, I want to. This is great because this is me skipping out on my therapy to go and rebuild the fucking proxy wall that Tusir took.
Ah, yes, your long-term project of identifying the root cause of your scar.
I'll get to it, it's fine.
Oof.
I'm functional.
Yeah, so
Functioning is relative.
rebuilding your clinic's proxy wall, that'll be a 4-tick long-term project, as I mentioned last session.
Cool.
And that will get y'all back the public works that was previously marked.
Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'm rolling engineer to do that. I feel like that all tracks.
Yeah.
Cool. Stop it. Okay.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
So that's 2 ticks. And you can spend 2 personnel to bump that up to a crit and complete the clock.
If it's copacetic with the rest of the group, I would like to do that. Do we still have...
I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, there we go. We don't even need to mark down that there was the long-term project on the sheet. Remember to spend your cash if you haven't already done so.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just put that X back into the public works. I even forgot to remove the H for the heart, so that can stay put.
Love it.
You'll see that I filled out the names of all of the, almost all, I seem to have missed a box, almost all of the claims that are available to the squad. I didn't put in the descriptions for them because I can't make Google Spreadsheet work the way I want it to.
Yes, you Google.
Yeah. But you can find, they are in the squad playbook. Ah, that's the one that I missed, that I forgot to put in. Forgot to put in Loyal Bar. Loyal Bar. Okay. Yeah. Do we want to go over what these claims do, so that you can see like, oh hey, this might be something we want to work towards, or is everyone good?
Um, sorry, I'm a little bit confused because I missed a little bit of that. My audio went fucky.
So on the
Sorry.
on the squad playbook for y'all, there is the claim map, which represents infrastructure in the immediate, near, and far regions in relation to your forward operating base that you can take control of and will give you benefits and also responsibilities in those regions. So, for instance, the public works that you currently have control of, as represented by Dredge's proxy clinic, gives you +1 heart and a degree of authority in the Broken Bank.
Okay.
And your forward operating base also gives you a degree of authority in Hollandton. But it provides, I was going to say no benefit, but look at all the nice stuff you have in your base.
I think I'm good on this just because, or actually, I'd be interested in maybe setting up a cover business.
Okay, so cover business. When you lose trust from the target during a mission, you'll lose 2 less trust from them.
Yeah, I feel like we're really not very good on the trust front. So, I don't know. I don't know if that is literally setting up the laser tag gym as just a business that we run. Or if it's something else, but I just think that's maybe something we should work towards because we have a really hard time with trust.
It would be something else because
Yeah.
this doesn't say. Okay, so the central column on the claim map, that represents infrastructure in your immediate vicinity, which is Hollandton. The columns to the left and to the right of the central column represent infrastructure in the 2 regions adjacent to Hollandton, and then the 2 outer columns represent infrastructure that's a distance away. So we've established that the Broken Bank is the right column, or the column directly to the right of Hollandton, as represented by, or indicated rather, by Dredge's clinic. So the Vice Den and the cover business would be there. So the things in Hollandton potentially are the exporter's office and the simulation pods.
Okay. I don't think it's something we should necessarily approach right now. I just think it's something to think about in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Does anyone have any other downtime activities that they want to do?
I am flat broke, so I'm good.
All right. I think that's everyone then. So, y'all got some new roommates. You fixed up yourselves and your vehicles. And
I would like to offer my services as a doctor to those the rebel runs who need it.
okay. Do you want to have a scene with that? No, it's
6 of 1,
fine.
half a dozen. Yeah, no, I think I just would like to abstract that and have that.
Yeah, they're definitely grateful. They, you can tell by their injuries and the treatment they've received that the treatment was very much first aid, ad hoc. Like, none of them are medics, and so they did what they could. Layla probably has a concussion and a broken arm, so you're able to treat that as best as you can. There's like a couple of bullet wounds and like shrapnel wounds in the others. No one has anything serious. It seems like everyone who had serious injuries got left behind. Isn't the right word. That makes it sound way more voluntary than what it was. I think just while you're talking to people, you get a sense of like there's a lot of confusion. This was not a like orderly retreat. So yeah. And now it's time for end of session. Yeah, we're already there. Quick session. As our
I could do homework.
Yay!
Yay! Delightful.
I was just so excited to get out of here. Yeah.
So, did you all execute a successful delivery or acquire new clients or contraband sources?
Maybe? I wouldn't say now, but I feel like it's more like setting us up too in the future. So.
Okay. Did you face off against challenges above your pay grade?
No.
Did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
Merciful's one of our reputations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so. The Rebel Runts are certainly grateful.
And
Oh.
we got the clinic back up and running.
That is true. Okay, actually take 2 XP for that then. Question, how old is Dredge? I forget.
I feel like it was somewhere in core 30s. Like late 20s, early 30s. I think was what was established, but I don't super remember. I know that Demon was older, but I don't know how much.
Okay. So I guess Dredge is now the old person of the squad. Which, really goes to speak to how rough things are. And something that I forgot to point out when you're treating them, Dredge, is that the Rebel Runts are even younger than the Cenotaph. Like, Layla, who is of the, like, slightly older than Pitchfork, is the oldest of them all easily. Most of them are teenagers. Like, and most of them, actually, I think all of them are teenagers. It's just that most of them are like around 16, and then there's a couple that are like 18 and 19.
So they're my age.
Yeah, they're not called the Runts for no reason.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad? No? Yep. That's fair. I mean, downtime sessions don't net you a lot of XP. This is not terribly surprising. Speaking of probably not getting a lot of XP, Tower, did you address the challenge with stealth or evasion?
No.
Did you express
Evasion of the mind.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Not really.
Okay. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or character? Or quirks. Sorry, that should be beliefs, scars, or quirks.
Okay, I'll change that on. No.
Yeah. Alright. Moving on. Scarecrow. Did you address the challenge with tracking or violence?
That depends on if you define incoming people as a challenge. I only quibble on this because I'm just like, I want 2 XP. Like, I'm that close to a thing.
Yeah, I don't think the Rebel Runts posed a challenge.
I don't think so. No.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Joven military brat as fuck.
Yep. Okay. Take
That
an
1 or
XP.
2? I'm gonna guess that's 1.
Yeah, I don't think it came up too much.
So close.
Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Nah.
Okay. go. Dredge, did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Not mayhem. Maybe technical skill. I did do a lot of doctoring and fixing things today.
Yeah, okay. Take 2 XP.
Ooh.
Because, yes, you did a lot of doctoring and you did a lot of fixing, both with your long-term project and repairs and a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I did bring up Diomedes Station. Trying to get that that craving that I will never ever fill itched. So yes.
Mark an XP for that. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
I don't. Other than I have them, and they're just here. No, I didn't.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. Pitchfork. Did you address a challenge with piloting or violence?
No.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
It's funny because after saying all that last week, I think I did manage to knock off 2 of these. Because we ran into Layla, and then the like basket weaving in the barn, and then like training with Riza.
Yeah. Take
So.
2 XP, showing off your non-military background. And did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Nope.
Okay. So, that is XP done. Do we want to go through the next mission questions off air or on air?
It's more fun if we go off off air, just because then it's a surprise.
Fair. All right. I'm gonna take...
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So, that has been a quick downtime session of Beam Saber the Cenotaph. Thank you so much for joining us. And I continue to be, to steal Ray's line, Austin Ramsey. I've been your host for this evening. I'm also the creator of Beam Saber. You can find me on Twitter at NotAnN. If you want to check out Beam Saber, it's available for free at tinyurl.com/beamsaber. If you want to financially support its development, you can do so at patreon.com/AUSTINRAMSAY. And this evening, I've been joined by Doc.
Hey everyone, I'm Doc. You guys can follow me on Twitter and twitch.tv at DoubleDocMD. I play video games, I do podcasts, I talk about a whole bunch of bullshit. It's been fun.
Nice. And Ray.
I have been, and I don't know, maybe continue to be, Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay or on Tumblr at cultivating-saplings.
Thank you. Sasha.
I'm barely managing as it is to be Sasha. I'm on Twitter at Sasha_Renell, and you can find my game dev stuff at tcabbage.
Thank you. And Takuma.
I'm Takuma. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. My itch.io page is takumaokada.itch.io, where I have a new TTRPG based on chess, a new version out. More accessible, like easier to read, accessible, new safety mechanics, good stuff. Check it out.
Nice. Okay, so thank you all for joining us this evening. And before we go, I just want to remind everyone listening that you should fight the war and not the soldiers. See y'all later.